Hello beautiful people, my name is Bridget and welcome back to my channel. Hope you're having an awesome day. And today I'm a little bit nervous because I haven't read the questions yet, but I am super excited to be talking about my shop, theopencrypt.com today. I asked you guys on my Instagram story if you have any questions about running a small business. I thought I'd answer it, or like my shop in general. So yeah, okay, so in case you guys didn't know, which I'm pretty sure if you've been on my channel before you do know, I do have my own little small business, theopencrypt.com, and at theopencrypt on Instagram. Feels like a script, I say that so much, but I make all kinds of handmade products, as well as I try to diversify my products between accessories and earrings and stuff, and then to stickers and magnets and candles and wax melts and lotions and body scrubs and coasters, all kinds of stuff. I try to diversify my shop. I want it to be it's alternative themed because obviously myself, I am alternative and I love things that fit a different aesthetic to your everyday, you know? So that's what I wanted from a shop, and that's why I wanted to start a small business. And because I honestly wanted to take YouTube as eventually, because obviously this is my main source of income at the time, is my YouTube channel, but eventually I would like to do YouTube for fun again. I would like to have a small business that I could make products, feel my creativity juices going, and do YouTube for fun, like 3 or 4 days a week instead of 5 or 6, you know? So that was my main goal, is to diversify my income as well as express my creativity without having to be on camera all the time, you know? I do love YouTube. Don't get me wrong, this is a dream job and I'm so grateful to have it. And I think it's amazing every time I see views on my channel, because I feel weird, it's weird that people want to watch me, you know? Because I don't feel I'm that interesting. But that's why I wanted to start a small business, and because YouTube revenue is so, but so is having a small business. I don't know, I just wanted to work for myself. But anyways, let's get started with your questions. I feel I answered the number one question, is what made you start it? It's different forms of creativity, I guess. And income, of course. I haven't made any money off my brand yet. I want to start actually enjoying money from my brand at a certain point, but every single dollar I've made so far, I've put back into it, producing more products, restocking things and everything. So yeah, let's get started with your questions now. Okay, so if I mispronounce anyone's names or I don't say who gave me the question, don't be offended, okay? But the first question is from Corey Whiting, and it says, is it difficult to file taxes on a business? That's the one thing I'm scared of. Yes, it's super hard, super scary. Even being a YouTuber though, I've realized taxes are hella hard. Obviously, because I haven't had my business for a year yet, I haven't had to file any major year taxes on it yet. But I am scared, but I keep track of everything. One thing I always say is keep your receipts for everything. Personally, I use my PayPal accounts, my PayPal business account, as a good way to track everything. So anything I purchase, even through Amazon for packing supplies or anything, I will track. So I'll use my PayPal debit card and it'll give me a receipt, emails me a receipt every time I use the card, whether online or swiping in a store. And I can just file that PayPal receipts that I get emailed to in a separate folder. So you can label your emails and stuff, you can put them in different labels. I put all those on my receipts and it's easy to keep track of that. Next question is from BadKitten1302. It says, are there a lot of hoops to jump through to start? Yes. I had a hard time deciding what I wanted to do at first. Of course, I'm known as being a makeup person, as a makeup channel, but I didn't think I was ready for that huge, scary investment of formulas and chemicals and stuff. I didn't think I was ready for that yet, and I really like home stuff, things in the house, as well as things that help me look a little bit different than the everyday norm. So I decided to go with more of a home and body and bath situation, you know, for my own stuff, especially candles, because I love candles. So deciding what I wanted to do was the hardest thing, and now that I have a variety of things in my shop, it feels so much easier. So to start off with, I say if there's a bunch of hoops to start off with, it's your first inventory, your theming, and your styling of what you want your thing to be known as. And yeah, and trial and error with your first products, because there was a lot of that with me. So it only shows me a little square of your questions. So sometimes when they're long, I can't see the end of them. So I'll try to fill in the blanks myself. This next thing is from Elizabeth Catherine. I can't see the end of her username. So this says, I'm starting mine soon. How do you advertise your business? Obviously, I have a YouTube channel. I do a lot of advertising on my channel, but mostly the only other thing other than mentioning it briefly in the beginning of a video on my channel is I use Instagram. I try to post every single day on my the Open Crypt Instagram page, just so I know I can let people know when there's restocks. I can let people know when there's new product launches, because I feel bad every time I mention it on my channel, like in the beginning of the video. I feel like people are like, here you go, promoting yourself again. But like, that's the only thing I can do to help this grow, you know? So yeah, I just use Instagram and talk about it in the beginning of my channel. If you don't have a platform already, I would definitely say maybe go through something like Etsy, because it's a good way to get business and stuff. And yeah, I'm basically, since I have my own website, I have to be the one drawing traffic to it all the time. Next question is from Sweets MUA97, and it says, do you make everything yourself, including the packaging details? So yes, I do make everything myself. Every pair of earrings I'm sitting there hand putting together and everything. I do order in like my packaging and stuff. I did think about ordering from a website specific like poly mailers that have like my brand logo on everything, but it is pricey for like the small amount of profit that I'm making anyways. So I decided not to do that. So my packaging is generic packaging, except for like, well, let me show you. So obviously the rolls of stickers and little cards that say thank you for supporting my small business are things that I just ordered. However, I do order custom things like some of these stickers I have. So I did order in like 50 at a time of these custom stickers. So they're custom die cut stickers, and it says thank you from the bottom of my heart. So I put on big packages. Like if anybody orders a couple candles and it comes in a bigger bag, I try to stick one of these cute custom stickers on it so they know, like, you know, some effort went behind packing their package. So some of my packaging is custom, some of it's not. It's just what do I think is worth it, because custom stuff is more expensive, you know. So yeah, and I do make everything myself. All of the coffee scrubs and sugar scrubs are all hand mixed. All the candles are hand poured. Like, I'm hot gluing the wicks down myself, pouring everything, mixing the fragrances, mixing the colors into the batches. I am hand cutting out. Oh, let me show you. So I am, like, on my table, there's always stuff around me. I am hand cutting out and hand peeling and pasting labels on every wax melt and every candle. I'm making the boxes by hand for the candles and everything. Like, I'm doing it all. Next thing is from Megan.L_, and it says, how does Cortland feel about the Open Crypt? I'm usually not doing like much restocking and making products when he's home, because he does work during the weekend. I try to take the weekend off. Obviously, if I get weekend orders and stuff, I will be packing orders, and he'll see me packing orders and stuff, and he does enjoy that. He's like, oh, if I have like a box to go to the post office, like a big tote, which is very, very rare, but it has happened like 2 or 3 times where I have like a little tote to take to the post office full of orders. He's very proud of me, I think. And then when I tell him like, I got 2 sales today, he's happy for me. I think I don't think he understands everything that goes into it, because he's not here when I'm like melting wax and making candles and labeling and cutting out all my labels by hand and stuff, but he does enjoy it. And he likes, like, when I make a product and I'm really proud of it, like the first time I made the sandworm wax melts and candles, I showed him and he was like, that's really pretty, I'm really proud of you. And I was happy about that. You know, he's very supportive, but I don't think he knows everything that goes into it. Le Bookish Bella, I hope I said that right, asks, what's your favorite product to make? Anything you want to experiment with in the future? And yes, my favorite things to make are the wax melts. I really like the wax melts. I know it does take more effort for me to do wax melts, because I do have to hand cut and, you know, everything, the labels, and, you know, make sure everything is mixed properly and make sure I don't spill anything on the plastic edges of the container and stuff, or if I do, clean it up. So it does take effort, but I do enjoy making the wax melts, just because, like, I don't know. I don't know how to describe it. I guess because when I pour the wax melts, they harden. I put the little warning sticker on the inside of it. I paste the new label on top of it, and I close it. The closing of it feels very crispy, and I enjoy it. So I like making the wax melts. And I've always wanted to have a candle business. Like, even before I thought about making like a lifestyle shop or brand or whatever you want to call it, I've always wanted to make candles, because I love candles. And then wax melts are super fun to make too, because I personally hoard a bunch of wax melts. I'll use like 1 cube at a time and stuff, and they don't take as much room as regular candles. So I enjoy making the wax melts. There's something really satisfying about it. Megan.L_ again asks another question. She says, how do you decide what to launch next? So I do have like a little book of things that I will have like ideas for. Also my like notes in my phone, I make ideas and things that I want to launch. And then eventually, if I like, I don't know, there's something that makes that thing stand out on the list that I want to do, I'll attempt it, see how like the production goes and everything. Am I able to nail that product after a couple trials and error? And then you know, it just goes into making, and I make some, and I don't make anything in huge batches. I feel like that's something a lot of people mess up on for a small business. They make a ton at once. I don't do that. So if I'm making, let's say I'm making the Lecter candles and wax melts. They're made of the same fragrance dye and everything of wax, so I can make, let's say I'm making 3 candles and 4 wax melts at once. I'll make enough for both of those things to make it in one batch, and then I'll have 2 candles and 4 wax melts. I don't make giant batches of things. Like, I think the biggest batch of something I've made is usually earrings, and then the most I'll make at one time is 25. So, you know, I don't make tons of things. The wax melts and the candles I do make less of, especially the bigger candles, because they do take a lot of money to make them. Like, I'm not making a huge profit off of them. So the things that are more expensive I make less of at a time, and I don't want to have a huge stock. Like, I don't want to have a ton of product just sitting around that may never sell. It's scary. It's very scary. Like, sometimes I'll go like maybe 2 or 3 days without a sale, and I'll start to panic. Like, I'll look at it, I'm like, oh my god, I have all this stuff I can't sell, and think my shop's doomed forever. I don't know. Felly_A1, also I love A1 sauce, that's a great name, asks, what was a mistake you made and how'd you fix it, and what did you do right? So I guess my first candles were the hardest things. I don't know if I still have a picture of my first candles I ever made on my own. I put them in like glass cups that I got from Dollar Tree just to see if I could make candles properly, and they were so hard and they would always cave in. That's a huge issue with candles typically, is the fact that they always want to cave in because if they don't cool evenly, which if you have AC running in the room or just anything, it doesn't matter. It could be humidity. Something doesn't evenly dry, like the whole cooling process where it's cooling the entire candle from bottom to top, or top to bottom, I guess, it will start to cave in, and then you'll get major holes and dips and texture near your wick. Now this could happen during shipping too, because if it just gets too hot, the candle starts to warp a little bit because the wax is a very inconsistent product. I use a soy wax, so it's softer, but it'll cave in. And the issues I had like originally was the caving, and then eventually I found out that I could buy a heat gun, evenly heat up the top of the candle after everything's cooled down, evenly heat up the top again, and wait for it's like the wetness to fill in the concaved areas, and it'll even itself out. So that was one of the major issues I had originally. Philia_A1 also asks, we're about to be business owners soon. Congratulations. What's your biggest struggle? Sales. I worry every day that I'm failing at this. I mean, I worry every day that I'm failing as a YouTuber because my views aren't where they used to be at all. And I feel like, oh my god, am I going to have any income in the next year or so? I don't know, but it's the joy of working for yourself that makes me do this stuff. So the biggest struggle I say is sales. I'm not the greatest at marketing. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm making this up as I go along. But what I'm doing is constantly posting, constantly promoting it as best I can on any platform that I can. So yeah, I do want to get on like the TikTok. I do have a TikTok, it's at Kinda Porcelain, but I want to like, I guess try to do like the shop, like making stuff kind of videos on TikTok and stuff. Hopefully that will help promote my business because TikTok's bigger. I'm just not very good at it, you know? So I think once I move and I have like a prettier kitchen setup, it'd be more aesthetically pleasing for videos to do things in. I want to promote on other platforms as well that I don't have a following on already. DMG.3013, who always tags me in new posts and stuff, so hi. They ask, how do you know where to start? I started off with 3 designs, including like my Ellie Scissorhands and my Kim and my Netflix and Kill blanket, and I went from there. Those were the top 3 things that I originally had, is like have a couple things in mind and then pick a name. Picking a name for my shop was so hard, and every website I wanted in the world was taken already. This was like my 45th attempt at this website, you know, like getting the name that I wanted, because everything seems to be taken. But if you don't want your own website, you want to go through a second party situation like Etsy, I feel like that's easier. And also I'm sure someone's gonna ask us why I did make my own website instead of going through like Etsy and stuff, and that's because I wanted these products to be the most affordable they could be. Like my wax melts and stuff that I'm like hand pouring, hand mixing, hand cutting, everything, like I only charged $4.99 for, because I wanted my things to be the most affordable. And if I went through Etsy or something, they do take a profit margin, like a percentage of my sales, and I didn't want to give someone that because I didn't want to have to charge a bunch of money for my products. Like, I know my time, my energy, and everything is worth money, but I wanted my products to be the most affordable they could be. That's why I made my own website, you know? Like, I think that makes sense. Like, I didn't want to pay someone a portion, then have to charge more for it, you know? Kick-Ass Shell asks, how do you schedule what products will be released next? So typically it's a week after I have everything done, you know, just because I do have a couple posts like promoting stuff for Instagram lined up, and then I want to announce that I have a new thing. I also want to make sure that any like handmade products like a coffee scrub or something does, you know, last well over time before I release it. So those kind of factors go into play, and also want to make sure I'm not releasing more than 3 things a week. Like, it does sound like a lot. 3 product releases is a lot a week, but yeah, I'm very hard at scheduling. It's just when everything seems right and I don't have anything major coming up, you know, that's gonna take over that next product release. Blech. She also asked, who designed your website? I did. I made it all by myself. I used Shopify, so there were a couple templates I had to choose from, but I did make it all myself. So, and I have been paid by other people to make websites before, so yay! And I've ran other people's businesses through Shopify before, so I knew what I was doing going in. It's just, I don't know if my website's the most aesthetically pleasing in the world, but I'm working on it. Titus Ginger asks, can you film a behind the scenes video, show how you organize your supplies and merch, packing and shipping? I did recently do a video on like packing for our move, and I showed my little carts of my shop stuff. And then I have like a little thing for like shipping supplies. I do want to organize a little better, have it a little more satisfying. I do have a plan of like supplies and stuff and organization things that I want to buy for our move next month. So I probably will do a video, like a moving vlog, and show like me reorganizing my shop stuff, because right now I'm not satisfied with it. But yeah, I don't know. I will show it, but I mean, right now there's some little carts to the side and it's not the most aesthetically pleasing. Sailor Saturns asks, is shipping ever a hassle? Do you ever go back and forth to the post office to drop stuff off? Yes, constantly. Post office people do not like me. I did actually figure out that you can get like a little tote thing. You don't have to fill it up or anything. You can get like a tote from the post office. They'll give it to you. And then you can schedule a pickup for your orders and stuff. I typically don't like doing that because I don't want stuff sitting outside and possibly getting stolen. So I do take things to the post office. My husband takes things to the post office for me. But yeah, it's a lot of back and forth to the post office. Or like, I'm not like making tons of money doing this or anything. Like I said, I put everything back into it, and sometimes I go a couple days without a sale. But sometimes I'll have like one small package for like a $10 order, because most of my orders are like $20 or less. And I'm like, I need to drop this off, but I'm driving 15 minutes to drop off a tiny little package, and I feel dumb, but I also want my orders out as fast as possible. So it is back and forth post office a lot. Quality Hollywood, Jay, hi, asks, what's the greatest joy out of having a small business? And I would say the creativity to do what I want. Like, if I make a product, I design the labels and everything, because I do graphic design. I will design every single label, and everything is designed by me. I like the fact that I can make something, design it, and have it in someone else's hands. I feel like that's really cool. Like, every time my phone goes like a little ding for me having a sale, like, I get super stoked, because I'm always worried the next sale isn't gonna come. So I feel like for me, it's like, I'm excited that someone wants something that I made. A couple people asked me, how do I determine the price of items? And I have a little list of everything that costs me. So every sticker, every thank you sticker, even if I get $500, or I get 500 on a roll for $20 or something, every single sticker, like, I will account for me putting a thank you sticker, a thank you card, a free sticker in the packages of everything, because I do put free horror, Halloween, spooky fall stickers in every package. I will like divide that 500 by 20 or whatever and get that like penny or whatever it is, and I will make a list of what each thing costs me, and then I will determine what's fair. Like, I don't want to overcharge for something that costs me nothing, you know, but I also need to make a little bit of profit for like me putting things together by hand and stuff. So it is a little bit tricky. I feel like sometimes when I do sales, like sometimes I'll do like buy 3 get a 4th wax melt or candle free, or I'll do like a free gift weekend where I give away a full-size product from the shop for free with any purchase over $10. Sometimes I feel like I could be losing a little bit of money on that, but it's still more business that I would be making. Maybe I wouldn't sell those items, I don't know. So it's tricky, it's hard, but I definitely want to make things as affordable as I can, you know, because I want to make a little bit of profit. Obviously, it's the whole point, you know, is to make a profit. But I want to be fair too, so I don't try to price gouge stuff. Gina X Lynn asks, is it hard to balance your YouTube business and life? Absolutely. I mean, I know I say I take the weekends off and I'm not really like working during the weekends. I probably still will be filming a video on the weekends every once in a while, even though I try to film my week ahead. So Monday through Friday I'm working constantly so I can have 2 days off and try to spend it as like a real life person and stuff. But I do find myself like still cutting out labels for my business or editing a video or maybe filming a video on the weekends. So I do have a hard time with that. Or if like, let's say my husband has like a project he's working on and it leads into really late at night, he's still working on that, I will find something to do for work because I can't sit on my butt and do nothing, you know, like yeah, it's hard, it is, because I feel like we'll be like playing Overwatch or something, right, and we should just like be skirmishing or waiting for our like competitive game to queue, and instead I'm printing out shipping labels and you know, making sure my inventory looks good. Honestly, I feel like the hardest thing for balancing YouTube life and everything is restocks for my brand, because I do have like a set YouTube schedule. I'll try to plan out my week ahead on like Mondays. I'll try to plan my week ahead. You know, like I'll film my Monday video on Monday, then everything else should be like a day ahead of schedule. But restocking stuff for my brand is the hardest. Because again, I said like I make things, let's say I like make 6 at a time, and then I have a whole bunch of products and I'm always releasing more products. That list of things that have really small stock on gets bigger and bigger, and eventually I'm going to keep restocking this and restocking that, and you know, it's a little bit tricky to balance everything. Sabrina Nicole _ asks, how cool is it for Shane Dawson to buy something from your brand? It was amazing. He's so sweet. Like, people can say whatever they want about somebody. You don't have to be jerks to anybody on the internet. If you don't like them, just don't talk about them. I think Shane is absolutely a golden person. He's always been so kind to me, and the fact that he bought one of my candles and posted on Instagram story was like making my life. I thought it was so sweet. Like, I didn't expect that, you know? Okay, so last question, I guess, is from Exiliax, and it says, how do you come up with new ideas for products? I love your variety of stock. Thank you. So basically, for earrings and stuff, I kind of just pick a theme, like spooky theme. I think of things that I don't have and I'll make those. Like, I didn't have bats, so I made bats. I didn't have like a haunted house, so I made a haunted house. And I had like a spooky pumpkin, but I wanted a friendly pumpkin, so I did that. I made both of those. So basically it's things that I feel like I was missing from a lineup that I already had for like earrings and stuff, and things for like candles and wax melts. So obviously my ghost candles, they come in just a variety of different sizes and smells. Those generic ghost candles. But my highly themed things, like I'm working on a Tiffany inspired product right now from Bride of Chucky without like getting copyrights. I just do things that I enjoy, you know. I think things that I think are popular enough that people would understand what they are, but things that I enjoy myself. Like, I didn't think our Nosferatu candle was gonna sell very well because Nosferatu is very old school, but I don't know, it did pretty good. Like, I don't know, things that I enjoy and I feel like people maybe would get is what I kind of go for. Like, I love Johnny Depp, so I want to do more Johnny Depp inspired products without getting too direct and getting, you know, in trouble for it. So yeah, I don't know. I do things that I enjoy and people may still be intrigued by. Anyways, you guys, that is it for today's video. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something if you were trying to learn something from this video. Again, I'll leave my brand link down below if you guys want to check out my shop, see what I have going on. And of course, you can just like, you know, comment, and if you have any extra questions, I'll try to answer them too. But thank you guys so much. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye. Have a great and safe day out there wherever you are.